are in it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of The Mummy's Mask. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm alive.
You know?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm feeling
Living the
that.
dream. I feel alive again. I've been missing all of my D&D. It's that summertime sadness. Everybody's busy. This is the first D&D I've gotten to play in so long. Well, Pathfinder that I've gotten to play in so long. I'm excited.
It's been a lot of that as well for me. Been having some games off and on. A lot of people, working long hours, doing new things, man. Taking up their time. It happens. What's going on in your world, KO? What's happening with you, buddy? You might be muted, sir.
Muted.
I was muted. As I was saying, I'm alive. I'm definitely getting into a much better space, so life is good.
Right on. Ryu, what's new with you, buddy?
Being lazy.
Okay.
Waiting for the kids to go back to school. And then I started a new job sometime in August-ish.
Right
so
on.
That'll be fun.
Is that good? Are you excited for it or what?
Yes and no, I guess. I don't know. It's money. They'll let me move out of Hicktown, USA. It'd be great.
But where are you moving to? I'm curious. What are your plans?
You coming to Denver?
It's up in the air between either Orlando or Denver, ironically.
Really?
Yeah. So
So either way is awesome because I go to Orlando all the time.
I didn't expect it to be that big a deal, but yeah.
You have to understand. I don't know anyone here. I need to import my friends.
Yeah, I have a lot of contacts in Denver as far as like computer jobs and stuff like that. And then Orlando, I know a lot of people around the northern Orlando area. So it'll be nice for collabing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know a lot of people work in the Denver Tech Center, so I don't know if I can help at all, but
We'll fix computers for views.
Perfect. I borderline love that. What's up with you, Jared? What's going on, buddy?
He's also muted.
Still trying to import you to the western side of the world.
I'll get there. One day. Look, it's we're working on it, man. Okay, it's a slow process, unfortunately.
Way to do it. You put Bub in a bus or a shuttle while he's asleep. Let him go.
He told me he gets cold easily, so you have to make sure you cover him up.
You do have to bundle me up.
Denver.
Yeah, that was all the Bub Fest last year. We just kind of walked around grabbing every blanket from the campsite and stacking it on him until he couldn't move. He was just stuck by the fire in a ball of blankets.
Oh yeah.
So that sounds like my kink.
I was mummified, actually.
It was raining. We had to keep him warm.
Yeah, there was a lot more surface on me than most other people to take on the rain, which was unfortunate. But yes, I did get very cold. There was about 12 blankets on me. I was still cold somehow.
Kept stacking them, and he's next to the fire. We just kept throwing wood on.
There are pictures somewhere. I don't know where they are, but there are pictures somewhere. Give up some Mr. T milk and get him there. Oh no.
Did you guys do a naked fire dance?
Well, I mean, had you been there, maybe.
Oh, baby.
Had you been there.
Are these ways to get people to Denver? Because
We lost the most important parts of Panda that night.
Oh my god. I mean, feasibly, why? What did you have in mind, Misty? What's going on with you anyway? What's new?
I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me get back to the dog. What? I'm doing well. I've changed slightly. I'm no longer a cat. This is my 40-pound lap dog. I'm good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all right. Let me downgrade that. That was like the generic answer for people who I don't care about. So let me give you the real answer for
All
people that I do.
Right on. Okay.
I'm all right, right? Like I'm excited for tonight. In the literal like I wasn't joking when I was saying I need to import more people that are my friends because everyone around here is not my people. So I either need to join roller derby again or import friends. Like I literally flew Nurble out with my frequent flyer miles for my birthday.
Trust me when I say it'll probably be easier to rejoin roller derby.
Yeah.
People are stubborn bastards, and especially if you surround yourself with streamers, it's just going to be a bunch of, hey, let's all hang out, and then nobody ever hangs out because everybody's too busy.
But at least
Facts.
they're there. I feel like, I mean, that's true. I feel a little attacked, but true.
If that helps, then
It
go
does.
for it.
Maybe it's the security of knowing you can break in their house and just boop them on the nose.
Right?
God.
Or like in-person Mario Party drinky salty fests.
So Christy,
I mean-
Christy found the picture. If you wanted to see mummified bub, I'll pull that up. It's on stream now.
Yes, Courier 3. You can't. Oh my God, bonus.
I don't really care.
A blanket Buddha.
Yeah.
Why do you have a glow stick?
Because I like to party. Okay, even when I'm cold. All right.
Why do you look like something that people pray to? Like people are lining up to bless us, bub. And that's how they light. Instead of lighting a candle, they put glow sticks on you.
Yep. It was a good time.
Oh my goodness.
good RNG today.
I know, right? I may actually, though, rejoin roller derby, so I just have to decide. But it was long as it's not a Tuesday
If
night.
you live streamed roller derby, I would fucking sub it.
Dude, right?
First of all, thanks. I guess what I do now isn't good enough. But let me work on my content for you. But secondly, I did. I would bring. First of all, Wifta has a channel, but which they do live stream roller derby. But no, like I tried that when I first started streaming, and people were like, "What's this shit? What's going on? I don't get it." I'm like, do I have to just go down the girls with booty shorts fucking aisle? Like,
It's rugby, but on wheels. Amazing.
NASCAR plus rugby equals because you're going left.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal?
Somewhere there's a redneck that is very excited. Okay, like he didn't know what this was before, but now he's like, I'm in 100%. You got all my dollars.
I think we're describing monster truck rallies.
They're very similar. Just instead of big tires, I had big gear.
Perfect.
That's not where I was going to
Yeah,
go with.
I thought there was going to be more alliteration with the T's there. Forgive me.
Oh,
Or the
tatas?
misinterpretation.
Okay.
That works too. That works too. So it looks like Christy has managed to purchase everyone Cure Criticals. Everyone will add a Cure Critical to their backpack.
Thank you, Christy.
Christy's looking out. And I will say that tonight, as likely the last game of the month, there were 8 people.
Wild magic.
8 people that wanted to put in wild magic, but I will let you know right now, only one of them targets the player. The rest of them target me.
I don't know if I feel much better about that, to be honest.
But
Considering how my real life has been going, I feel like wild magic has been targeting me all fucking month. So what the hell? Put it again. It's not a big difference.
Let's roll them dice.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I knew this was gonna happen, but that's okay. That's okay.
So
We'll
just
roll the
remember,
punches.
everyone, for every 5 new subs to the BubberNauts channel, we get a luck reroll.
True enough.
Just put it out there.
Every 5 gifted subs or 5 new subs, when that number raises, let's see what it's at right now. It's not actually on there. I'll take a quick look. On the cam overlay. 233. So when it hits 238, yeah, that's a number.
That's math.
When it hits 238, that's when we will round up and all the players will get a luck reroll. However, every time now we hit 10 gifted subs, or that number increases by 10, I'll get a luck reroll. I can also get a max of 5 luck rerolls, but that's a lot of gifted subs, and so far it's just not happened. So, the players get theirs every 5, I get one every 10. It's interesting. It's gonna make things a little wild. And hopefully I just don't constantly feel gangbanged. So that's a good feeling.
I don't know. That's
I
a
think
bad.
I won't judge.
backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When the 5 of you
your
circle
priorities
me,
are wrong.
okay, when the 5 of you circle me and your numbers roll out and you're like, yeah, I'm not happy with a 1 or a 3. Hey, wow, nat 20. How does that look on your face, Bub? I'm like, well, fuck. Okay.
I know that sucks. It's like you have
Well,
an
there you
infinite
go.
number of characters and we only have 1. Weird how that balances
Hey, whoa,
out.
whoa.
I thought he said suckle.
If you kill the
Not-
NPCs that matter, then fuck, that sucks. I mean, I'm not going to be
I
able
can't
to.
even talk to the NPCs that matter. When am I going to kill them?
To be fair,
Whoa, me a
you
sub.
totally
To
can.
be
I'm already sub.
To be absolutely fair, there are a lot of important NPCs that we haven't killed yet,
Truth.
This is
Yeah.
true.
that we haven't even tried to kill, and I feel
Right.
like that's very generous of us.
I agree. And don't forget Farhan's twin brother, Narhan,
Oh.
who can just step right in.
Yeah.
I forgot all about him.
That was
Yikes. Feels
He's,
Narcan, man.
He's basically just slightly bigger and more muscular and has a few more scars and
Yeah.
a bigger dick.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly like sup.
Fear.
This,
Oh my
this is my
goodness.
Gordon Freeman's brother fan fiction that I'm a contribution to this character right now.
Fear Parable came in with 10 gifted subs to
Holy
War,
guacamole!
Nick 5,
Yeah, they've been popping off.
Sinrix, Wrath of Karma, Wiz, Core, KO, and Rebecca. Also,
Look
I
away
didn't
for
even-
one
I
second.
didn't
Gifting
even
a
know
sub
I
to
got
0.
gifted a sub. The Fear is an MVP.
that's right. And
Seriously.
on top of that, Lucky just came in with a $5 tip. He says he's helping out with that camera. Yeah, we're trying to save up to get a brand new camera. We're at like 5% raise for camera and lens alike. It's way too expensive, but we're going to keep it up regardless.
You should, but don't also, just as a quick, because I have it on my wish list as well. Don't forget, if you don't have a 4K capture card, you
Yeah.
need a 4K capture card too.
Get
Your
the-
regular capture card won't work.
Yeah, get the internal as well.
Yes.
Don't get the external.
And they have a Black Magic one, I think, that has 2 ports instead of just one.
Well, that's I can't imagine that's too expensive. Like what, maybe $70 to $120, maybe?
I think it's sub 200,
Okay.
but it's
Is it down to 200?
it might be more. Well, I could be wrong. The good one, the I got, yeah.
I just
We thought.
immediately
I
started.
bought it when it was
Like, oh, 250, 300, depending on which one you're buying. Yeah.
It can go, I
70.
mean, anywhere, but you just got to make sure you get the 4K capture card. I mean, Elgato has a cam link that's 4K. It crashes on me a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like 3-ish.
Okay, there you go. So you might just
Okay.
But it's worth
all right.
it.
Well, I'll look. Wait, what? What do you mean 2 more rerolls?
Yeah, you have 2 rerolls because there was 2 sets of 10.
Was there 2 sets? Did I miss it?
Yeah, it was knock,
Oh,
Knock.
oh shit.
and
Wow.
fear.
Knocked, yeah. Knocked, thank you. Farrell, Sir Chuckles, Doom, Luzio, Pierce, Posion, Mr. Medics, John Duger, Official Koa, and Ann Lethal. Welcome in.
That's
I
a name.
missed that. Damn. Okay, that's
That's a name.
4 luck rerolls right there.
Oh shit! I lost my.
I've
We're
got
good.
2. Player set 4. Sounds good. So, let's talk about what happened last time.
So there's a spire, and it's about to destroy the entire world.
Whoa, shit. Okay, that sounds like an anime. I know you're down. I definitely know you're down. And Deathfall is subbing the last 5, so you guys just got all of your luck rolls.
woo.
There's the one that I have, but it's only on sale by a little bit.
That's a lip hog.
Did you DM that to me? Oh no, you sent it through there. Okay.
Yeah, I can DM it if you
Yeah,
want.
please do.
Yeah.
Right, so Doomspire, right?
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. It was Doomspire.
I
It's
haven't
a-
got to
it's
use.
a Spire of Doom.
I haven't got to use my greatsword at all.
Yeah, we
that's
need
right.
to
You were
Yet.
prepping for some combat.
we need to
tried.
start killing people like just to fight.
Just
Just-
to fight.
Just try it out, man.
Don't get me wrong.
But stuck in a box.
I love
Yeah.
the RP. I just also love casting spells, and a lot of these NPCs are starting to just beg for it. I think.
Yeah,
I still have an axe.
I should have killed the guy on stage.
I also have a pretty sword.
So you guys had a meetup. You were supposed to meet at the Tooth and Hookah. Why? Why were you meeting at the Tooth and Hookah?
We were meeting
Great
the
friends.
other, yeah, the other
Celebration
gangs.
kinda? Yeah.
Yeah, the other gangs. Can you guys just any one of you name one gang?
The dog soldiers.
The Dog Soldiers, yeah.
The Bloodhound Gang.
They
Yeah,
The Rowdy Rough Boys.
that's them.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those two.
The greasers.
Right. The sharks.
Well, so far, we're like 1 for 7 at this point. 1 for 7. Dog Soldiers was correct. He's been introduced at least twice now as Marn. Marn is Mad Dog Marn, the leader of the Dog Soldiers. What is unique about them?
He's
They're
ugly.
all halflings.
They're halflings, which are often traded, and that means they're pretty badass to speak for themselves.
Yeah. Who else was there? What other representing clans were there? Who was posturing among the lots?
There was like a band of witches. We didn't get to find out more about them.
Trifling ass.
There's a big group of women, not to be mistaken with a group of big women.
Correct. Apparently, that was a mass interpretation. They expected all of these Amazonian goddesses just to be hanging out in the Tooth and Hookah.
I was expecting to climb in some breasticles.
Yeah, it's
with my second character.
Yeah.
You're too small, technically.
A
It was
large-
only wishful thinking.
Large group of women, yes. They had a name. That was
Breasticles?
indicative of the gender for the group.
We have it here somewhere.
The bird witches.
Definitely not.
It's the bird witches.
So we had the scorched hand, we had
Yes.
the daughters of the desert, and we also had the crypt finder.
There you go. Which one? I'm just gonna toss this out there. It's gonna be a challenging question. A large group of women may represent which adventuring party there of those three that you named?
I don't know, man. I think it was the crypt finders, but daughters of the
Wrong!
desert might come.
Dog soldiers.
I think it was dog soldiers as well. My vagina is telling me that that's what it is.
Vagina senses tingling.
I was gonna say that, but I figured that was it.
only at stoplights.
I'm terrified for 3 or 4 different reasons right now, but you really should go on the road if it can speak. You will make so much money.
Is that the vagina monologues then?
Yes.
If you go to
Does
Vegas,
he
it's
have
more
a
like the
really-
vagina magic show, but
Is that with or without ping pong balls?
Yes.
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 You can get me a date, okay? Myself,
Does it
the
have a
girls will
low
come out with
voice
support.
Or really like? Does it
It's
sound
that-
like Kermit?
Please tell me
I
it's a
can't
super
give away-
husky voice.
I
Bob
can't
Ross?
give away too much about my.
we're talking
my
cell
secret.
block C, 7 foot tall, biggest black dude you've ever seen.
I feel like that's what my vagina would sound like. You're
Yeah.
right.
Like in the middle of the night, it'll scare you sometimes.
So
Stop.
Terry Crews?
I need a glass of water.
Jesus Christ! I'm parched.
There's the Sahara down here.
It's drying in the desert of Wati. Okay, get me something to drink.
Upper Brooklyn.
I'm not going that far.
Lord,
Can't.
this is why we
There was
should
a
have
guy
a
with a
podcast.
thing on his. There was a guy with a thing on his back. A big fire, fucking
Oh,
circle.
Yeah. That was
Beyblade.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's part of the crypt
He
finders.
let it rip. Well, no, but who was okay? So the cult of Lamashtu.
The cult of
Lamau.
Lamau.
Lamau, bro.
I know
Lamashtu.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck on your magic show at this point. Can it please just be Buffalo Bob, who's like, it puts the lotion in the box?
It's the lotion on the box. Don't put lotion in the box. That just stings.
For external uses only.
Thank you.
Cat, run. Find an adult.
So I don't remember this dude's. I think this dude was a type of summoner that you're talking about. The
Yeah.
Thing on his back?
He was a
Yeah.
summoner, correct.
yeah, he had some kind of like tribal magic that was like an innate sort of like among his people type thing.
Yes.
Didn't you say you could summon like an Ifrit or something? Something like ungodly powerful?
There's a
Something
lot.
from the fire plane.
There was a lot of information about this particular character because you just kind of kept like poking and prodding. Like, I want to know more about this magic. I want to know about this. Like, what is so specific? Why are you giving me all of these details, bub? I want to tell me more. What can you remember
Wait.
about this character, this summoner?
I remember he wasn't that friendly about my questions. That didn't really stop Pilakka. I remember, man, I wish I'd written more of this down. I don't remember much.
I remember he likes White Claws.
I think that was established, yes. I know that he said that he worked really hard for that magic ring,
Yeah,
he's
I
got.
remember that. Yeah.
and that it wasn't something he could just teach me to do, which jury's out on that one, but you know, maybe it would take him longer than he wants.
Where was he from?
And then
Can you remember that? This is fairly important to his story.
I do
Over
not.
there.
I do not remember the name of the place.
Really simple. He's from a place called Nex.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
okay.
that was the wizard town.
The witch.
place.
That was led by the Witch King. Basically a wizard of such amassing potential that upon his death, his power split and bled out unto its people. That's why it's believed that they are all a part, like they are essentially the sons and daughters of Nex himself. He led the place for a long time. Yeah. They had a Kadiran cleric of Saren Ray that was alongside of them and a cavalier, but they were led by a man that was good at pushing buttons. You guys remember his name?
Falto.
Falto, that's right, Falto. And he was very good at pushing said buttons, but why? What was he doing it for?
He was breaking balls.
He was breaking balls, yeah. He wanted to see where your weakest link was. Because
I remember that. I didn't like that.
the inherence of it all is that initially, if you guys die, they have claim to your bodies potentially. They could go find your things, and that could become theirs. So they want to know if it's something they might be able to exploit. But at the same time, they respect you for surviving. You survived something challenging where many didn't. In fact, it was believed that 65 to 70% of the adventuring parties all passed away. They perished in the necropolis itself.
Never lucky.
Never lucky is right. You did say the Daughters of the Desert, which they weren't all witches. Not all of them were witches. They had
I'm convinced.
many in their lot, yeah. But then the last one that you said, the Scorched Hand. What do you remember about them?
What was that about Scorched Hand?
Mm-hmm. What do you remember about the Scorched Hand?
Oh, crap.
They also like White Claw.
Oh,
Elrayana, man in a silver helmet. We have an alchemist with a wand holster, a woman in leathers with Kopesh and braids, dark skin with pointy ears.
Yep.
Lots of potions, green scorpion on the shoulder, and a portly man made of fear. What are these notes, Jared?
That was the dude that ran in, pissed himself, and ran out.
yeah.
Oh, right, because the spire showed up. Right, okay.
Yeah, he was a little afraid. Their leader, the woman that you guys had met previously, did she give you a name by chance?
Velrayana?
Velriana, yes, Velriana. So
Good job, Jared.
We're gonna kick right into this. Farhan allowed for these things to happen. He allowed for these people to meet in tandem, roughly the same time, to discuss the events that happened inside the necropolis. He did this for a reason. He was hoping to sell out most of his low-tier wine, since adventurers have quite an extensive desire to drink. Particularly the halflings, they went through quite a lot of it, but Ronan also got quite intoxicated. But things were shaken. Not everything went as planned. As you exited the establishment from the portly man's screams, finding people gathered, there was what exactly? What was happening?
There was the great black spire rising to the sky, correct?
Yeah.
From the necropolis.
Yeah, things were definitely happening. The spire was rising from the sky. There was a cyclone of sand that was spinning round and round, Wati and the necropolis alike. And lightning cracked the sky, yet not a drop of rain fell. What did you find atop this spire? Some of you, I think one of you may have seen, maybe two may have seen this. Who was it?
We saw
Kentepi.
Akentepe. Who saw that?
I know I did.
Jared and
I want to say me, but I'm not
I
positive.
think like
No,
everybody
it was
but
just
me.
Jared.
I was
Was
still inside.
I think it might
Yeah.
have been.
It was just Jared, because he's the only one who rolled the 26.
Actually, it was everyone but Pilakka.
I thought you had,
No, it was definitely me.
okay.
Ronan, 25, Abasi, 26, Neferani, 25, Donkor, 25.
Oh, okay.
So I remember you saying that we had just met that he had just met the DC.
Yeah, you guys met the DC. He just beat the DC, so he was the first to spot it.
Oh.
Akenhoopy?
I was drunk though. Does the 25
no.
really count? To me being observant?
I mean, you don't even know what Akatebi looks like. You went, yup, person.
Yeah, person.
Definitely a person. So, since we've rounded out everything here, it is important to say that there are some wild magics going to be happening tonight, potentially, depending on the choices that you make. Everybody got all of your luck rerolls. We have 5 of them per person at this point. I have 2. I have 25 more subs to go before I meet my own max cap, which is few and far between, admittedly, but it can still happen. And Yeah, that's gonna be it. Let's kick off into the game. We start where we finished, which was the rise of the spire, the cyclone still spinning, and I believe we had Abasi meeting everyone's eyes after Farhan had placed a hand on your shoulder, asking, "What did you do?" So, returning back to it, he asks again, "What did you do?"
Does it look like I was up there while we were here?
Do you catch his gaze? Do you look upon him?
Yeah, and I'm not even lying. Abasi doesn't think this is their fault.
His eyes, his eyes look upward, and his hand follows and points back up to the top of the spire. Do you follow his finger?
Sure.
Akentepi stands atop of the black spire, and her khopesh, though it's covered by dust, sand, her khopesh points downward, particularly at you, Abasi.
Can I just
So
wait?
all of us, because there's no way I'm gonna be like, that's definitely me.
I'm gonna lead over towards Abasi, like just kind of like sideways, and just kind of like give her a wave, like hi.
I'm gonna slink off into a nearby alleyway while everybody's distracted.
Okay. All right. Give me a stealth, actually.
Farhan just grabs you by the neck.
I have a -4.
The stealthiest of birds.
Just Zoidberg's out to the side.
Runs into a dumpster. Falls down, crawls away.
Perfect. I mean, you make it to an alley, but there is no stealth to it whatsoever. You may have a little bit of cover from the sand, but it's obvious.
I'm gonna gruntingly shuffle my way into an alley.
Okay.
And are there any containers of any kind, particularly unattended ones, present? Empty box, trash can?
Sure. Let's leave it to a die roll, actually. 1d 100. I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt here. 70% chance, yes. So give me a 70% range.
Gonna go 1 to 69.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You'll find that there is something that is unattended, be it some kind of vacant stall or something of the sort. Am I getting like hiss back on my end?
I'm hearing that from somebody. I'm not sure who. It was Jared, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like, man, am I
Okay.
am I fucking hearing shit? Oh,
Oh.
that'll do. Gotcha. Gotta keep cool, man. I feel that.
And I'm just gonna cast Detect Magic at this box.
Sure. It's a non-magical box that it just appears to be mostly like some kind of holder for various goods or substrates, something just garbage of sorts.
Wow, Nick.
Okay. I'm just inspecting,
Careful. I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
I really shouldn't be doing this because it really doesn't make sense in character. I'm just testing for wild magic.
Sure.
Is literally all I'm doing.
Sure. Luckily,
But
luckily the players,
Yeah, I know.
the viewers have gotten smart about it. They've never said your first spell anymore.
I know. I cast Detect Magic 12 times now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while I have Detect Magic up, I would like to peer back into the crowd and see if I can find the woman from the Daughters of the Desert who was trying to mess with me inside the Tooth and Hookah.
It's incredibly challenging. Like, it's the moment that you look up with your solitary, like, defining, almost mercury spinning eye, there's a haze of magic that is before you. The sand itself is almost glowing aflit with its own chains of arcane magic. The runes they're beating almost like a heart. And the magic itself is quite powerful. The runes are very dated. It's not from this time.
All right. Pilakka's just immediately going to draw a spell circle in the sand and start throwing stuff together. She's going to start a little fire in the center, put her cauldron on, just start throwing ingredients from her pouches into it, and just like grabbing sand from out of the air and tossing it in.
Ooh, okay. Give me a 35% range that you want.
Oh boy. Give me 65 up.
Stay a while and listen.
All right. You prepare the spell. You're grabbing whatever reagents you need to, and as you like clutch inward to the air, you let sand drape into your fingers and feathers alike. And as you draw enough in, you splash it down into the cauldron. And there is this almost sputter and belch from the top of your cauldron as various reagents burst back outward. You can see upon the arcane spectrum that magic is like glowing wildly. It's now being tinged by your own spell flavors, but it seems to only want to follow its own guidance. So though you can touch it, tethering your own magic to it seems to be quite explosive.
Okay. One last thing. I would like to try and bottle some of this swirling magical sand.
Okay. All right. How would you like to do that?
I have a couple of vials. I'm going to try to just... I don't know if I have an exact spell for what I'm trying to do. Guess not. Wish I had prestidigitation. Okay. I'm just going to take one of my empty cloth bags and just hold it and try and like I'm inside a cash grabbing machine with my shirt, and I'm just like, or like maybe find a way that the wind is blowing long enough to just hold it open there, and then just tip it into a vial.
Sure. Do you remain having this detect magic on?
I guess I would have to look for the juiciest bits of sand.
Sure. And you seem to almost be like sky grabbing it at the various bits of sand and the magic. God, I just punched all the shit. Oh God. And after you manage to gather it into the bag, you feel almost this like slight tug, and as you peer down, you can see the bag sort of drifting to the side, and bits of weaves of magic seem to break away. And the aura that seemed to emanate from the bag itself is no longer. And as quick as you saw it break away from the bag, sand is now pulling from around your feet and retethering itself to the magic bonds that are in the sky.
Okay. I'm going to leave it for now then.
Okay. We'll see what's happening with the rest of them. Ronan, what are you doing here?
I'm just kind of staring at this giant spire, waiting for someone to say something. Because I am pretty tipsy, but I'm trying to sober up because I know shit's about to go down.
Ronan, you see this woman. At least you think it's a woman, as far as you can tell from the destination. It's at least a very large person, very tall. They're trounced atop this black spire, and they seem to be pointing their blade, their khopesh, directly down upon Abasi and your lot. Though you're intoxicated, for some reason you see Neferani as you glance back. She peeks out from behind Abasi and throws a small wave.
Do goblins have any type of sight? Does their sight differentiate from anyone else because they spend their times like pillaging at night or anything like that?
Your vision should be either a low light or a dark vision. You'll have a bit more of an opportunity at defining things in the darkness of night, but you are still getting like flits of light from the electricity that is like bounding through the midnight sky.
Okay. I'd probably just stare back at her, just waiting for some shit to happen, because I remember I got yelled at the last time I pulled out my sword.
Sure. What's happening with Donkor? D for Donkor.
Donkor is looking at Neferani in almost disbelief, trying to figure out why she's waving at this figure.
Why not?
Do you say anything?
No, he's too dumbfounded by the fact that there's this spire that just came up in the city that he's never seen before, and then to look at his group as if nothing's wrong, like, hi, look at this.
All right.
So he's more like face palming already.
Anything from Neferani or Abasi at this point?
Just leaving.
Just waving. Got it.
Nothing yet. I'm waiting to see how everyone else reacts. I know what I want to do, but I'm waiting to see how the crowd is.
Okay. It is without much surprise that you see that a few of the other adventuring parties follow the blade down to your lot. Now, they don't have the greater details. They're missing some of the more intricate pieces to the puzzle. But they're pretty good at putting 2 and 2 together here. They follow the blade, and the first to venture to you is Falto. You're experienced with him up to this point. He's definitely goaded you into a bit of a corner, causing you to snap back. He leans into you. A friend of yours?
Does it look like someone who'd immediately be my friend?
If it's not your friend, then perhaps Neferani. Yours?
I'm just being friendly. I'm not going to take my eyes off of it, what's going on. I'm just like kind of assiding.
The woman with the neck that seems to be riddled with marks and she's scratching. She moves up. What do I do? What? Oh, is this... Oh, my neck. And she seems to peel away what looks to be like a 3 to 4 inch ream of flesh from her neck. Her hand shakes for a moment. Oh! She covers with the opposite hand.
Yeah, you need to go get seeing the priest right about now, or you're going to turn into that thing that bit you.
She looks to Falto. Is he telling the truth? Well, how should I know? I'm not aware of this.
I did a lot of you. After the shit Falto pulled, I was going to walk away, but I finally found me goal. So should I get turned inside out later today? Who knows how that goes down? I'd like to at least say that I stopped you from having your head pop off and fly away.
Yeah. I'll go then. Falto. I'll be at... Where do I even... Which priest? Who should I see?
Now, out of character, I have forgotten if this is a curse or if it's a regular affliction.
I'm guessing if it's an undead, transmitting something, it's going to count as a disease.
Well, I'm trying to... Vargoyle, that's what they were.
Yes, Vargoyle.
They were Vargoyles. Don't show me this shit. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Poison. Yes. Provides crack of opportunity. Kiss target must pass. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, 24 hours. And often much sooner. One of these victim's hair will fall out. All right, you still have hair. Your ears will glow into leathery wings. Oh, well, those are still there. Your tentacles will sprout from your chin. Yeah, you got a little bit of time left. Let's see here. Your head will break free and your body will die.
It's a disease effect. It says at the bottom.
Yeah.
Disease.
Do you have like those Pokemon cards that James has in Team Rocket? Like the little flash
I just
cards?
really like to think of the idea of like Abasi stopping and, oh no, what the fuck was it? You'll lose your hair and then your ears will turn into wings and then the tentacles grow and it pops up. That's when your body dies. Well, it's about 6 hours for that and that's a bit for... But you still have your hair, so you're doing good. It's a disease. Go get it treated.
She panics and she runs off without assistance, not exactly expecting what to do next. She has fully embraced the fact that what you're saying may be true.
Well, there you go, Falto. I call what you did to me even, but none of that was a lie. You might want to go help her.
I think you're right. I will be on my way. Have fun with your friend. And he bounds away. The cleric continues to itch. The cavalier follows quickly behind, and the summoner seems to traipse and follow.
Well, I didn't think that you'd do anything good. Well, for anybody else other than us and, well, sometimes yourself.
very rarely myself. I came and joined this party, didn't I?
Well, I don't think it was my choice for many of us.
The truth. Well, choice I was sent here to deal with that.
Ronan leans over to Abasi and tugs on his armor a little bit.
If that lady's head comes off, can I eat her body? Since nobody's gonna be using it?
Farhan just looks down at you like, what the fuck?
Abasi's freezing. He's like, what?
I mean, nobody's gonna be doing anything with it.
Did you say eat?
Yeah.
So so my minute friend, we don't do that here.
Oh, okay. I meant put it in a nice place for safekeeping.
No, you can't. No.
Noted.
It takes quite a bit for me to agree so vehemently with Donkor, but what in the hell?
He meant very respectfully, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure, a hamburger's the most respective way to see off a cow.
Hey.
I'm surprised you could think with your stomach, considering the fact that the city's probably going to be destroyed. Of some, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Farhan finally tends to respond. What do you mean this city will be destroyed?
I mean, I don't know. Considering the fact that there's a giant black spire and sand everywhere, it looks to me like things aren't very good right now. And I definitely don't have high hopes of the situation.
These two, I would agree, but I think this is something that you should mend. Is it something that we may all agree upon?
I mean, if I knew how to mend it, I definitely would have done so ages ago, so...
That's not really comforting.
I mean, but what do you want? What do you want me to do? Lie to him?
No, but could we sugarcoat it a little bit? Just maybe less death and more maybe death?
I mean, I'm sorry. The fact that my life's also on the line here, I wasn't entirely sure if I should say, yes, there's roses also in this sand.
Well, that's a little bit extreme. I'm just saying maybe, not quite as and more
Abasi just shrugs and turns to Farhan and goes, that's all Kentucky. Up there. But right now, I tried to tell you, I wanted to talk to you about it. I got sent off to a weaver's role. I got ignored by dads right there. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have my mending tools right here.
All right. The heaviness is starting to set in. I'm digging it. Okay. What's happening in that alley right now?
I would like to consult the bone.
It's in an alley with a chicken bone. Tell me your secrets.
Exactly. Jared has about the right of it.
Yeah. The bone. I too am interested in the bone. Describe unto me what this looks like.
We're all gonna die.
Pilakka kind of stands up, dusts herself off, and dusts away her previous circle, and then thinks for a moment, and then pulls out the bone, deepest pouch in there, and then kind of draws it out and just looks at it for a second, and then with her staff plants a single hole in the ground, and when her staff comes up, a single gnarled tree root, despite being in the middle of the desert, has come up where her staff was, and she balances the bone ever so carefully on it, and then sees which way it points like a compass.
Okay, and is this a spell that you're trying to utilize, or what do we have here?
She's seeing if any of the happenings right now could somehow be useful to her in mending this. And seeing if it responds to the swirl of magic around it.
Okay, so you want to find out if there is a way that you may be able to mend the sand? I'm just I guess I'm missing target.
No, mend the bone, because the bone is broken.
Okay, so you're talking essentially. This is Gidok's bone, Gidok's digit.
Yeah, Sorry, I might have needed to be more specific.
Okay. I'm not sure how many bones you actually carry on your person that aren't.
It's
your own.
actually more than one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured as much. Sure. You basically balance this this cracked bone down to this very small tree that seemed to have sprouted just a few inches, and you're not really given much. Admittedly, one of the properties of this event, right, this metaphorical gauntlet of the witches' coven that was thrown down, was more or less defined and created on principles that you had shared with them, with the others inside of your own coven. So it's not something you've ever had to enact. Why would the matron, the mother of witches, need to study up on it further and understand as to how it may operate?
Right.
You should.
This was beneath me.
Yeah,
exactly.
This
at
was,
least separate from me.
Yeah, they revered you, but you were just like, yeah, you're needy, and I can utilize you for gathering trinkets and things and bubbles. As far as the men goes, I ask, do you still have detect magic in?
I would reactivate it for this.
Okay.
And hope that my face doesn't explode.
Sure. You notice immediately that there is magic that repels the bone. Similarly to magnets repelling themselves, the more you try to force this, the more there is a shake and the bone will just kind of turn. It never seems to quite meet and embrace again. You know that you have to complete the rites. You don't know when it's going to take place or what is going to happen, but you understand that there are 3 parts to this.
And it's not responding whatsoever to the surrounding
correct
magic in the atmosphere. It's not part of the trials. Okay. Nothing that's happening could be useful to me in mending this bone.
Correct. At least as far as you can tell.
Okay. Pilakka mutters a sort of and then repockets the bone and the tree root falls away to dust. And then I'm gonna rejoin my party.
It breaks down to sand and you can not even notice that it was there. As you return to them, you may be catching the tail end of, well, can I eat her body? Ronan beckons on.
Whose?
Wait, what?
Pilakka has just joined at the point where you were deciding, or at least the group of you were deciding, if you may eat the woman's body.
Oh, yeah.
She's just rejoined, and she asks, whose?
Oh, she asked whose. I was like, what are we... Sorry.
You know, the lady with the thing in the ears and the wings and stuff. She got bit on the neck.
Ah, you are more than welcome to try. Might be helpful.
What?
Donkor.
He means Akentepi.
There we go. The floor is yours. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
So you want to eat Akentepi now? Is this just a thing that you do? Do you just eat people?
Are we just saying that out loud, Akentepi?
I don't know who Akentepi is.
Well, I believe that, I think, and I'm going to, again, do my best whisper, right? I think that Donkor already said Akentepi really loud.
It definitely wasn't me. It was
But
more
she's
like
right there.
Abasi, but yeah.
Okay, one of them. I don't want to blame anyone.
Well, she's clearly summoning us. Why would I stand around here?
How do you even know it's us? She's just pointing down towards this direction.
Abasi will turn and look at Neferani and go,
Pilakka's gonna shove Abasi, like it's more of a gesture than anything else, because he's just gonna not budge, but she's just gonna like shove him and try to move him.
Give me a strength check. It's difficult.
Oh god.
her wrist just snaps.
Pretty much.
Shit.
It's not terrible. You get a little budge from the backside of Pilakka. It's not enough to really kind of jar you, even break you off of your stance. It's just kind of like you get a little bit of a lean out of it.
Well, that's all the need I get. I guess the bird wants to go. I'll go. And Abasi's just gonna start walking towards the tower.
We didn't.
Pilakka follows him.
Ronan tugs on Farhan's like jacket and looks up at Farhan.
Don't eat Farhan.
He glances down to you.
Is there any leftover meats from the party or some cheeses?
Don't you think that you should be following them?
I think he's
What is there?
I think he's too busy thinking with his stomach.
Meat
Ronan, you're on
and
your
cheese for the
own.
road. One for each of his hands. We'll catch up.
I just want to sober up because I know some shit's about to go down.
I definitely hope not.
I mean, potentially go down.
I will see what I have, but do not expect much.
Yeah, no, whatever you got.
He steps away for a moment. He's only gone for literal seconds before he breaks back out with basically this large chunk of bread. And he passes away. He's like, this will have to do.
Yep, that's good. Thanks, man.
Grabs the bread, shoves it in his mouth, waddles behind Abasi.
Okay. All right. Sure. That's sort of what I expected.
You know, I've met crackheads in my life, but
Shit's going down. Bullets are flying. Everyone's like, hey, man, you got some cheeseburgers, man.
I got fries that'll cross your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's right. Perfect. Okay. You continue to step. You walk in the destination of the necropolis. You know that the necropolis doors are shut. You're not sure how long they've been shut, but they are shut at the time. It is at this moment that after you take 4 to 5 steps that there is a crack of lightning, and I believe this is what this would be. A snap of lightning and a rolling thunder from above. It seems to have split the sky, and you can see something much more tumultuous and terrifying hanging from above. Akatepi herself seems to be commanding this storm, and it is here that you can see the lightning strike down to the spire. And the spire takes no damage, but the figure that was adorned atop of it, like the topper of a Christmas tree, seems to break, burst into sand. Everything about this figure seems to change and twist. The sand seems to coalesce, and it looks much darker, like a swarm of sorts, less like sand and more like a swarm of what you might guess would be locusts or akin to that. And as it seems to break apart and move about this, you see flecks of black decorate each portion of splotches of sand spinning and whirling around. And you start to receive these images. Neferani, Abasi, you begin seeing bits of her past. You see a happy family, or at least what you may expect it to be a happy family, what she is allowing you to see. The others, as you watch on, you're not entirely sure. But with each stride, Abasi, you see a humbled wife, a child, family pets, respect from her peers, suitors from the shadows. Neferani, you see people plotting, briefing her on her next goal, her next target. But as she steps away, the pages move and they turn, and they speak of a ritual written in a foreign language, but none of it speaks entirely to its ominous nature. There is a bark in the darkness, this split of ancient Osirian. It screams out, "My thief and my liar." And only few recognize it. If you were trained in ancient Osirian, if you can understand tongues, you may get it. And the fall will slowly start to descend. The spire itself will slowly descend as well, back to its resting location in the necropolis. And as it drops, before the last bit of sand, the last pieces of dark splotch seem to fall with it, the two of you will see a vision of an army. in a coliseum, some kind of gallus, you're not entirely sure, but she stands on the precipice. And steps below, stories below. Your eyes fade off into nothing but heads. Rows and rows of trained soldiers. Each of them adorning large, garish blades. You're not entirely sure what to make of it.
Listen.
But her eyes train from the audience to each of you, and it quickly focuses. The camera pans in on her face. Young again. Human. And you hear internal to yourself that same tone as she spoke to you previously. My army will rise again.
So when we're hearing all this, are we like, can they tell that we're like raptured or something, or are we just kind of mulling about like,
You're
like
walking.
do we have our faculties, or are we
You
like?
have your faculties.
So okay.
Abasi doesn't say anything, but you can see that his hand is tightened around his weapon and his shield, that he is pissed off.
Now, each of you, the two of you, saw different things. Abasi, you saw this humbled and happy family. Neferani, you saw the communications and the successes of the individual that was Akentepe, the war leader, the general. You both saw their successes. Abasi, you saw the early fenestrations of her fall, where she was brought to the tomb. Neferani, you saw the meetings behind the closed doors. The papers turned, things moved.
One more thing.
Do you
But
continue
we
to move?
both saw that she was resurrecting an army.
You did see that, yes.
So the army clearly was a resurrection, and not, I mean, obviously from the context of what she said to us, yes, but this looks like this looks like current Akentepe, not.
That looked like a much younger Akentepe. She looked very human, very young. Not the same way that you saw her previously, no.
I think we saw the army in its past, and she stated that it will be coming back, which goes very much against everything Abasi stands for.
Did their eyes like indicate that they were tripping balls or seeing something? Like
Not
did
at
their
all.
eyes glaze over? Nothing.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's
Yeah, like
literally
were we like
moments, just like 3 steps, and they caught all of that as a brief memory that was gifted to them.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm just gonna stare at Abasi. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that?
Nef, it's all right. Yes, I saw that.
It's not all right. I don't know what all right means to you. But
God's
that-
above woman. We need to come. The people here are going to need you to tell them exactly what happened.
Did you not see anything? Because she.
Well, I know I saw.
Did you all see something?
I didn't think I did, to be honest.
I'm just munching on my bread.
He's just fucking eating.
Burb, you saw something, right? Burb. The dog.
Pilakka sees much, but not what you describe.
I don't even know what they're describing in the first place. What did you both see?
An army, and it's coming.
Oh, yeah, that's Wait, did you say an army? Wait, what?
Well, there was more, but that was the most distressing part.
I spit out my food.
An army?
You know it's serious when he's spitting out food.
Yeah. It's a whole just wet wad of like half loaf of bread. Just, pwah! His mouth opens like fucking Pac-Man spitting the ball back out.
What? What the hell?
He's fucking Terrence and or Philip.
No, don't make me
Yes!
a Canadian goblin.
Yes!
No.
Look at your American Terrence and Philip. How's that?
Wow.
God.
Wow.
Green.
Wow.
Sorry. So, wait, hold on. So, wait a minute. What did you see? I mean, it wasn't just war. It wasn't just an army. It was planning.
Like lots of people?
Well, yeah.
I pull out my sword.
Oh, no. Lots of people. Lots.
Well, easy there, little one. We're talking thousands and thousands, and I don't care right now.
I'm ready.
Can I get perceptions,
what
please?
did you see then?
From-
Did you see the same
From the
thing?
5 of you, can I get perceptions, please?
Sure.
You missed the army walking up to you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
By the way, Gidok is eating the regurgitated bread.
Ugh. The eyes just fucking all out into the side. Abasi, you're the only person to catch this.
Oh, good.
Damn it.
From the corner of one of the buildings, you see a familiar, almost mauve-brimmed hat poking out. You recognize this brim as Valeriana. She seems to be eavesdropping.
Immediately point her out with zero tact, weapon in hand.
What do you say?
Can I help you right about now?
It's like when you spot those people at Walmart that follow you because they think you're stealing
Things
stuff.
are stealing, and you're like, sir.
Do you know where the bread is?
I have been looking for jujubes for hours.
What juju Canadians?
Do you know any more White Claws are?
Oh, I should get a White Claw. So the
This stream is not sponsored by White Claw.
Or juju.
Not yet, it's not.
if you have any contacts though, get in touch with Bub.
We can make some
I
things
got
happen.
So I when I see her, I still
You're
is this the woman? Is this like hand on my knee woman?
This is
Or is this
not,
the other one?
This is not. This is the woman that was. You met her inside of the bank.
This is the leader of the Scorched
She
Hand.
is the leader of the Scorched Hand. This is correct.
Got pointy ears.
Pointy ears.
Grandmother conversation.
Yeah.
You see the brim of the hat dip, and she steps out. Well, go on. I'm interested in hearing more.
He just motions to Neferani. He's like, I'm not dealing with the general public right now. I gotta find a way to get my people here.
Wait, hold on. What is this dealing with the general? Hello, one moment, please. With the general public, like for reals though. I saw an army of the dead. It was big, and why? And then I saw her planning stuff and talking with her people, and she was like respected, and then there's this big army, and then she says that they'll rise again. Like, are we gonna have a bunch of dead folks coming at us?
No, we are not going to have a bunch of dead folks. What he cannot handle a problem that large.
Well, but I don't think that's something that she's considering when she's planning this.
Of course she's considered. She doesn't care about the people in Wati. She wants us all to die. Well,
so she's
maybe
not
all.
saying, can Wati handle it? She's saying death.
That is
Your
why.
friend is still right there.
Yeah,
It's true,
well,
I am.
Well, Valeriana, listen, it's not the first time we've listened to this shite. I don't care if you know. In fact, you're probably the most outfitted adventurers in the city. It would be for the best for you to know. That said, we don't know!
Well, I couldn't help but hear, over here, you yell out multiple times, Akentepi, Akentepi, Akentepi.
That's
I mean,
that's
I
what I
don't
yell
know
when
if
I'm very excited.
I don't know if you're blind or anything, but considering the fact that there is this giant spire, they're having visions, I'm kind of assuming that you could put 2 and 2 together. You're not dumb.
Well, I can put more than 2 and 2 together. That is correct.
Congratulations.
I'm also very familiar with who Akentepi is. I'm a Taldan-Osirianologist. Naturally,
Oh,
it's
really?
my
So
job
you
to know
know
history.
Right there, I'm sure
Well, then
that.
you might actually be able to help us then.
What gender is Akentepi?
Well, I had originally thought that it was a man. It is
Ha!
it spoke
You don't
of it
know
being
him.
a man.
Her. It.
You don't know shit.
Clearly, I do not. We did not hang out, nor did we plan to dawdle each other's hairs on the weekend, so forgive me for not immediately knowing someone who had died 2,000 years ago.
That's all right. We all know her. We can introduce you.
That would be lovely. Most importantly, when
Are you
you're
sure about
introducing me, why don't you tell me as to why she's come back?
We don't know.
Pilakka looks at the thief and the liar.
Oh, shit. I can't hear.
Abasi's like, well, I actually don't know. If anyone knows, it's the Red Prince. It's not me. Him and his little ruby slippers could fill you in.
She yelled out, or something yelled out, "My thief and my liar." It was a bit of an old tongue, and I think a few managed to hear that. I did. What does that mean? Does it mean anything to you? Is there a problem?
She doesn't think much of
Neferani?
your town.
That's not my town. I'm not from here. What is not my home?
The town.
Which town again is that?
Whatty? And where are you from?
I am from Talda. As I said, I am a Taldan Assyrianologist.
Ah. I thought you were saying you were tall, and your name is Dan.
You keep the company of an addled old woman.
A pleasure to meet you, Dan.
We
Thank
do.
you.
She's yes. So how can we, what brings you to us today?
Well, I couldn't help but notice that she was pointing to you.
Well, I mean,
Followed us.
she was really tall and pointing in a general area, to be fair.
Understood, and I thought that it may have been nothing, and then I saw you waving back.
Well, I mean, I was just polite when someone's appearing from the nether to kind of give them a hello. I don't know that it was necessarily at us. It was just more in our general direction. There are lots of people here.
So you find yourself often in a precarious situation where an individual, a long since dead individual, 2,000 years if by recollection calls for, has risen on a spire of darkness where lightning echoes ominously through the sky, and you felt the need to wait. Does this happen often?
Yes, don't you? Doesn't it with
Not
you?
often, but before.
Yeah, this is not a first.
Give me a bluff.
I used a wisdom. It's like, has it happened? Oh, yeah.
This happens all the time. We're Ghostbusters.
Right. When someone asks if you're a god, if you talk to gods all the time, you say yes.
Yes.
Very well. It seems as if you attract a certain attention to yourself then. It's fine. It's fine.
I've been here for a while, and it's been nonstop, just insane stuff.
Well, then I will go back to my 2 and 2. If you find yourself in a bit of a predicament, you know where to find me. Or you can locate me at the very least.
I mean, you don't have to leave, right? I mean, if you think, I mean, so there was a thing, a black spire, and I'm just gonna start elbowing Abasi, like.
Abasi's like, the party's not very big on trust.
But
I understand. I understand. You shouldn't trust me. I'm probably at some point likely going to pull a blade on you.
Not out here, though. It's not good to hear the killers outside the necropolis,
There's a
or the
mess.
city may very well explode.
You likely don't have anything immediately valuable on you anyway. It would not serve anything.
Abasi just kind of, he's known, he gets it, he understands what's happening. He's
On top
just
of that,
standing there.
now I'm most concerned. I must admit that I am rather elated to know what it is that an ancient being has an interest in you for.
Can't you tell it's because he's handsome?
Yes. So, you seem to have a bit of blood in your brow, by the way, Mr. Handsome. You should wash that out.
Okay, alright, on that.
Well, Good day. Or good evening. Seems that I will be finding a different thief and liar if I happen across them.
You should tell her.
You shouldn't have to search long in Wati, Tall Dan.
Thank you, old bird. Thank you.
What makes you say bird? What?
You should.
I'm disguised as you.
Are you?
Yeah, I was last. Yeah, pretty much every time I'm in public, I am.
Okay. Well, that's also a way of describing an old woman, just calling them an old bird.
Fair.
Actually true.
Nice save.
Anyway, well, I'm at a loss here. I don't know what's actually happening. All I know is there's a. What are we doing here? What's our next steps? We have people eavesdropping. People are wondering who we are at this point. They're trying to figure out. We're clearly at the center of attention. I want to know what our next steps are.
Don't know about a lot of you, but I very badly need to clean up some issues at home and get the pommet here now.
I'm skipping town.
Wait, Burb, we might need you. Think of all the blood.
Blood is everywhere. Blood is easy to come by. Easy to make.
What if we can get near close to Akentepe and you can, you know.
Eat her? Like the goblin?
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but there's many possibilities.
Pilakka is not a god eater.
Well, I didn't say that. I said many possibilities.
Possibilities for what?
Is Velriana on, or is she still there? Like
she's walked off.
Okay.
So now that the lady's gone, and you guys are being sneaky, can somebody tell me who that is before we go fight some things?
I don't even know if we're going to find anything. That apparently is Akentepe. It's the name we've been throwing around, it seems.
And she's a god or a mage?
God, probably. Mage, maybe. I actually don't even know what's happening anymore.
I think she's just a really good army person who is dead and rose from it. So probably lots of that.
Pilakka starts walking away.
No. Burb!
We can actually enter the necropolis, can we?
Like, the doors are closed.
And
These ones are, I'm sure, there's still a way in.
I'm making my way towards the river.
Okay. Interestingly enough, the way that's in is where you see Pilakka is moving.
Towards the river.
Yes.
So I guess we should...
I'm following the
follow
bird.
Yeah.
Because not only does she have food, but she is also going somewhere and not standing around.
Is anybody following us or demanding questions of us?
Are you looking around for them, or do you care?
I'm definitely on high alert for people following us, especially after that lady.
That's fair. Then give me some perception if you're going to be actively looking around, if you're on high alert.
Look alive, minions.
What? Okay.
What am I looking for, bird man? Bird lady? Person?
Tails. Anyone following us?
Abasi,
Like that woman was suspicious.
Killing perception tonight.
Like a dog tail?
He's so observant.
He is.
And
Tails. Woo.
No, as far as you can tell, you can't seem to find many people.
You found one old pog on the side of the road.
A slammer. It was a slammer.
There are people that are watching, not necessarily you, but back into the necropolis. They're waiting for something
There are
else.
people watching stream who don't know what pogs are.
That might also be true right now.
I should know
what a
one of
pog
two
champ
pogs. I should know one of two pogs. If they don't know either,
I'm a champion at pogs. I've never lost. How do you play pogs again?
I'm done.
Reigning champion of Jared's life is Jared.
I've only ever played me, and I've won every single time.
That's all that matters, man.
100% win ratio.
As far as you can tell, there is nothing. Nobody seems to be watching you. Nobody seems to be following or making themselves at least known. What are you hoping to do? You weren't hoping necessarily to return to Neferani, not Neferani, excuse me, Akentepe's tomb so quickly.
Well, yeah. Just because that seems to be our way into the necropolis.
Sure. Anybody else doing anything in particular?
I don't know exact. I'm following Pilakka here, and are we trying to make our way in?
I feel like the burb's running away. That's the impression that I'm getting, and I'm kind of going after the burb because it's A, the right direction, and B, because burb.
Because burb, sure.
Abasi wants to try and get a little bit more information before he just like skips town to try and convince his people he's not a traitor and to come back.
Sure. All right, so it sounds like everybody's okay with going back to the tomb. Venturing through the sands. Sure, you're going to be going for the first time. I'm assuming that you're following them at the very least. Venturing forth back into the sands, into the late hours. It was already late. It was entering into those nighttime hours where everybody had an opportunity to rest, to relax, to regather their strengths before they went to see Seti and was assigned a new location to enter onto the necropolis. It takes you some time, not very long. You remember exactly where it was. It's only been, 2 days? 3 days, maybe, at the very most?
Yeah.
You move back, and almost as if it's some sort of landmark, you find the stone. The skin of what looks to be some kind of cracked, large crocodile. Encased in stone, split several times over.
And my spear!
And your spear, that's right.
Stay
Landmarks.
a while and listen.
We should probably try to give that croc a wide berth.
Should also probably make sure that nobody is watching us from anywhere on the sands before I uncover our secret entrance.
Out of character, really fast. You guys should probably look for a giant crocodile, that may or may not be another sphinx or something.
I'm actually gonna go and go to cast lullaby again, but then I'm gonna stop myself and be like,
no, there's not another crocodile. It's literally the casing
of the one you broke.
Of the one that you had cast in stone and shattered out of it was the Sphinx.
Like when you find a cicada shell.
Yeah.
It's gone full chrysalis mode on us.
Well,
so I'm making sure nobody's watching us before we open the door.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, Burb, are you coming in?
I'm joking about. I suppose.
Yay! Okay, 2. That's that. Oh, you all ran away, so you don't know what that is.
No, we were here. We watched it happen. That's why we were in the way. I don't know why you would have stayed.
Do you think the Sphinx would be any? Because my friend was in trouble. Do you think the Sphinx might be able to help us? I mean, I don't know that it's still here. I could shout for it though.
It is far more likely to eat you.
Well, no, it was super nice to me last time.
I think it's really far more likely to eat the ones who ran away, but my question still remains, why are we trying to make our way back in?
Well, I don't know, Donkor. Here's a question. Would you like to see all of what he bathed in blood and resurrected by the dead?
Not necessarily, but what don't we have... this whole thing that you were trying to do, like make allies, right? Why don't we try to find them for the most part? Because I don't think 5 of us can probably take this down.
Oh, you're right. That's why I'm looking for whatever information I can get to make this as airtight as possible, to convince me people that it's time to go to war and they need to get here now. If I walk to them as it was, I was last seen as a traitor who apparently killed his own family like some sort of crazed individual taken by Pharasma's madness, but it wasn't true. Now I need a way to clear my name if I'm going to get an army. I'd love to go talk back with the other adventurers, but seeing as one of them, the strongest maybe even in the city, approached us for information, and we all agreed quite rapidly not to give them a word. It tells me that we still don't trust anyone. So I need what I can get to get me an army, or that whole city's dead. And as far as I'm concerned, so is every other city in the West.
Well, we did have the one that you tried to get me laid with. That could have worked. That could at least have been a leeway to bring us in. There was also, we could go back to, what was her name? Seti? The one who let us in the first place. We could let them know what's going on.
A forgotten hero of old who shares the name of the tomb we were assigned arose from the grave and pointed us out among the entire town. You want to bum around and ask questions?
We kind of already been doing that for the first part, for the most place.
Oh yeah, and before we were wanted criminals, which by the way is what we will be if anyone finds out that we had maybe anything to do with that.
Was there any evidence pointing at us from on high?
Yeah, well, maybe not, but my father tried to kill us in the middle of the city a few times with almost impunity. What do you think's going to happen when the rest of the city agrees with him? We're going to have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. We need evidence. We need proof.
I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you one bit. However, this is exactly why the mask that we already have seems to be whatever proof that we could say that we were there in the first place. We saw Okentepi raise from the dead. That's more than enough proof to say, hey, there's a problem. We don't know how to fix this.
That's enough to be blamed for the problem. If they have no solution, they will find a scapegoat, which ends with all of us dangling after a short drop.
I don't think they'll have time to be dangling us after a short drop, considering the fact that, well, the entire city is about to be destroyed in the first place.
Do we know that for certain?
Right, the thing is, it's not Okentepi that you should be afraid of. It's the thousands of soldiers. I may add, undead don't get tired. They're not scared. That's the ultimate army that's just going to appear. Now, it's not here yet. So I figured this is the best time. If you want to go run off and finally try and make friends after all of this telling me how no one needs to know our business, you can. But I'm going to cram my head in this hole and come here to do what I came here to do.
All right. Well, lead the way, oh great one.
Ronan, you've remained mostly quiet through this. The hour's walk through the desert is fairly sobering for you. What's your opinion of all of this? You've heard now about a desert keeping secrets, an army, an undead war general. There's a lot probably cycling through his head, and though he's not the most intelligent individual, he's also far from the least intelligent.
I'll have you know I have an int of 13.
That's actually above the average commoner. So yeah, I would say that you at least have opinions.
I know that there's some shit that went down. Like, I'm trying to put together the pieces without asking too many questions. And because, like, it seems like anything that happens, like, there's always some type of squirrel going on. So, like, I just want to get, I want to distract the part. I'm smart enough to know not to distract the party because I want some shit to go down, to bash some shit with my sword.
He knows there's a big fight coming.
I want to try to figure out, like, what the fuck I'm going to be fighting. So I'm just kind of like hanging back and like trying to figure out like, okay, who are we going to fight? What we're going to fight? And do I need to ask something? I don't know. I'm just trying to pick it apart basically. Which I think that's kind of what I would do as a pit fighter as well. Like I would watch fights and kind of sit back and act not dumb, but ignorant to things that I would actually be paying attention to.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have anything to say to Ronan up to this point? He's remained fairly quiet, yet he's also been likely the most bloodlusty.
You first. And Block is just going to gesture to the hole in the ground.
Have me go in first?
Abasi puts his arm and goes, I don't think that's the best of ideas. He's never been in there.
Well, then, dwarf first, goblin second. Come now.
Well, it's better for me. It's always nice to have somebody with an actual large blade behind me.
I mean, I'm all for it, but the dwarf goes first. I've never been here.
If it's battle you want, battle you will most likely get, as we did inside.
So
I just go down the hall.
I threw down a 28 perception. Before I open the hole, is anybody watching us anywhere?
Isn't it just like an open hole?
No, I put a canvas because I had canvas on me. I dug a little bit of a hole down where it was, put the canvas down, covered it in sand, and then I put my spear in the ground so that the canvas would match with the sand and it would be completely invisible, but still there. And the spear would tell us where it is.
Did you also draw a road on it so it looked like a tunnel?
Did it come from Acton?
But then people would run into it, though.
You'd think in this crocodile-infested area where a sphinx was just napping.
You gotta put a tunnel with a crocodile in the middle of it, so nobody...
I don't think anybody comes out here for any reason, given the safety issues.
Just a poorly drawn crocodile that's definitely going to draw more attention.
It's actually...
It's a crocodile actually painting the tunnel.
Make sure you spell it like that. That's the legal Warner Brothers way to beep beep the Roadrunner.
Acme brand tunnel.
Wait, not Disney.
Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I might have worked for them and had access and rights to put the Roadrunner on different things. And oh yes, it was bull. The bullshit.
Beep.
You're gonna find it.
Beep.
You're gonna find that you locate this fairly easily. It's not been that long. You remember the exact setup. There may be some sand covering this a little more than you had expected, but you quickly find your what was it, a spear or is it a javelin?
Yeah, it was the javelin that I had. I just
okay.
It's gone.
It's likely that it would have been driven a little further into the sand. You will note that upon first glance that it wasn't necessarily that someone was here, but maybe something had landed upon it, driving it further into the sand itself, like maybe some kind of a bird.
Or a sphinx.
Potentially, sure. But you peer around and you wait a while and there isn't anybody around you. The entrance is completely unknown, unless it is, of course, to crocodiles.
All right.
Out of character, which room did we tunnel out of?
The embalming chamber.
I got you.
Okay.
On the bottom right.
It's gonna take a minute to get there.
The bottom right would be. Oh, you mean the bottom right of the tomb itself?
Yeah, of the map of the tomb, which was the embalming chamber, the second room on our left after we got through the traps. If we went left, it left.
Looks like we're going back to maps.
Oh, look, there's my chubby rogue.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't supposed to be chubby, but whatever.
Now he's fat. And now he's dead.
Now he's dead. Now he's fat. Now he's with a sphinx.
Lucky
death by
devil.
boobs is not.
It's
not
not
a bad death.
Enough food to become fat, and then time alone with a sphinx.
I just picture me like laying on her lap, just like suckling on her giant breasticles.
It's the view of hold on a second, I'm gonna find it.
The Sphinx milk is like 300 calories a pint.
It's just
like
pure protein. It's like 200 grams of protein.
Oh god.
It's like drinking a milkshake.
The rogue
She likes some things.
again.
It's like White Claw and protein powder on meth.
Good lord.
It's gonna happen.
A little bit of PB Fit.
All right, friends, you have it. You're there.
I know he's talking about ice cream, but seeing the words blueberry boy bait is.
Blueberry boy bait.
Oh, wait, I'm a little.
I found my stripper name.
How come I don't get a token though?
He just plays the soundtrack to fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I'm not going to worry about making your character a token until we actually have the finalized art for your character.
Okay, can you make it just a little bit bigger? Because like I can barely see it on my screen.
You're just gonna have to zoom in. That's to scale. You're a small character. I can make it a little bit larger, but your character is super small for a reason.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm not gonna judge your ice cream flavors, but I've never heard of blueberry boy bait. Like,
yeah,
I know Baskin Robbins. Some Baskin Robbins and some weird flavors.
Yo, I'm about this cheesecake chocolate wafer though. Sign me up.
Like,
Yeah,
blueberry
I'm
sounds
about all of
great,
that. Yeah.
but boy bait has me a little more confused here. What's in that ice cream?
Ben and Jerry's marketing finally went off the deep end.
See, the boy bait is what you get when you put the milkshakes on the yard.
Oh no!
Please stop.
No, he used the boy bait to create the ultimate milkshake. He's really out here playing Dead Rising while the rest of us are playing Halo.
Blueberry ice cream with brown sugar streusel, hook, line, and sinker. That sounds. That actually sounds kind of delicious, though.
That sounds like I wish I'd never heard of it. So now, because now I'm gonna be chasing that.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah, it's literally Zanjafar right
I
now.
like this link is 10-year-old Tormund giant titty breastfeeding, a 120 month.
Can we replace that like with
That's yes, it's
Zanjafar?
It's Kirby. Turns out it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I was expecting something completely different.
Same.
Zanjafar and Sphinx titty.
Right. There's a better meme. I just can't find it. So, but there you go.
Wow. Well, now I'm scrolling down to the rest of these, and you fucked up the rest of my night. The only problem with women breastfeeding in public is that they never wink back. What the fuck?
Okay.
It's an easy way to get a black eye, let me tell you.
Hey, and then one more from the baby as he uppercuts you.
Sure, you can.
That's a strong ass baby.
My levels of uncomfort are rising.
Just wait till you're wrapped up in those blankets and can't move again.
This is more Twitch drama waiting to happen. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, you guys are inside of.
I don't have a cat anymore.
Let me make sure that we're on map phase. Bam. We're nice.
That local sports team. I heard they moved the ball down the fields.
Ooh, the weather is just, don't you know it?
I can't believe he accidentally the whole thing, man.
Oh, damn it. Perfect.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
The memes are strong with this one.
You're inside of Tepe's tomb.
Abasi, you're supposed to be in front of me.
Oh, yeah, I'll fucking... So, has anything changed?
I've got your flank.
We're going to get flanked. I'm waiting for the dead guys we killed earlier to have been resurrected already.
We got Bladestorm. It's all right.
Spin to win, boy!
All right, so before we do this, I'm going to need some numbers here. I'm going to start with Neferani. Give me a 35% range.
You're getting a scorpion in your shirt.
44 up.
Okay.
Woo!
Donkor, 25% range.
30 up.
Ooh, getting closer. And one you really don't want. So I'm going to make Ryu make the decision here. Ryu, 15% range. You really don't want it.
Thank God.
62 up.
Okay.
I'm so glad. I would have said 0 to 15.
That would have been perfect. Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, technically you have rerolls.
Yeah. I mean, so do you. Well, technically, this is a roll for you, so you guys could have rolled. You utilize your rerolls for it.
True.
Rolling on, so I'm not going to use them.
Sure. It's taken you some time before you found yourself resituated inside of the tomb of Akentepe. But you found yourself here, back in this primary chamber.
All right. Do I hear anything?
What might you be trying to hear?
Any sort of movement or noises to indicate that something is active in the tomb?
Give me a perception.
Please, please, please. These have been good all night. It's going to be shit right now.
Of course it will be.
Oh!
No.
Wow.
All these perceptions are God tier!
Wow, dude. Are you tilting the table over here, kid? Jesus.
Yeah, it's been 19s and 20s all night. It's a good thing we're not in combat, right?
Weighted dice.
Woo, okay, yeah.
Virtually weighted dice.
It looks good. You can't really hear additionally anything that kind of leaps out at you. Still sounds pervasively empty.
Oh, God.
We know where the traps are. Don't imagine that there's more traps.
It seems like so long we've been down in here, but I've never been down in here. So I have to pretend that we've never been down in here.
But
I've never been down in here.
This is the floor is yours. You're back in crawl. I'm just gonna let you guys know if anything happens moving forward.
I always love that phrase. Just keep moving around. I'll let you know if something happens.
Right, when you step on something, I'll let you know.
Basically.
All right.
Skittles, it could be dragon, whatever.
All
right, so I'm moving right on Abasi's hip because I know there's about to be something if there's anything going to happen next to him.
So we should probably check the tomb before we try and go into the necropolis.
Whatever.
Don't mind the pile of eyeless bodies.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get away from this mirror as quickly as physically fucking possible.
So Abasi, you're in charge. You
wait,
Abasi,
so there's
you need to give me a will save.
Oh, nice.
What, both of us or just him?
So far, just him. He's the only one that stepped through the room. There's a slight compulsion. You managed to resist it. You felt this draw on your person, almost as if a hand was guiding your chin in the direction of the mirror.
Abasi will turn around now that he's cleared the room and go, "Don't look at the damned mirror, and whatever you do, don't talk to it."
I was like, you can tell the goblin?
Ryu, what are the odds?
I would follow him right on his ass.
What are the odds, though? I'm curious of you having seen a mirror before.
Well, probably pretty good because of like that. My whole backstory, which we never really went into, but the backstory that me and you established, I would assume that there would have been mirrors that I would have seen before I was captured.
Maybe a handful of small hand mirrors.
What I was thinking more like funny mirrors and stuff like that because of a festival or something.
Well, and you've probably seen your reflection in a puddle, right?
Well, and we're in the desert, the land of sand.
A mirrored, yeah.
There weren't really much in the way of funny mirrors. They didn't really have all that down at the time. The fun house, the carnivals, they hadn't quite started making their rounds yet. But hand mirrors were common. In fact, hand mirrors at the time were often seen as something owned by the wealthy. It was a vanity item. They were semi-expensive, very precious. But it's likely that you would have encountered them, even if only broken. You would have still encountered them as a goblin.
So, Abasi, are you saying this before we cross the room, or are you saying this after we've already crossed the room? Because if you said don't look at the mirror before,
he would have said it as a cross because he was inflicted with the save as he was passing through the room.
I got hit by the will save first, and when that happened and I shrugged it off, I turned around and told the party not to look at the mirror, don't talk to the mirror, don't hang out with the mirror, don't attack the mirror. If I catch you with the mirror after your 11 p.m. curfew, I'm gonna beat that ass, and you ain't going out for a week.
In character, I probably would have looked. Like if you
don't immediately like yes.
Yeah, I would have looked.
Yeah.
To the left, 100%.
Are you actually do you find yourself following him, staying like super close behind him? Because you've mentioned that a few times now. Are you waiting?
I'm like almost on his ass. So probably like I don't know, more than an arm's length. Well, I can't. I'm a goblin, so like arm's length is like a chicken wing.
Yeah, but remember, you've also got big arms. You've got big arms for a goblin.
Yeah, true.
Those cloud arms.
Yeah. Fucking. I don't know, probably a good 4 or 5 feet.
Sure.
Long enough.
Definitely not that long, but you're staying close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
So do you look at the mirror? Be honest. Do you think
I 100%. Like if he said it as we were passing, I would be like, don't look at what?
Okay. So as you're passing through, you're staying close enough behind that you can't possibly lose him, but not enough so close that if you had to swing your sword, would you injure him or yourself? You see bodies to your right. The eyes plucked cleanly from their skulls. Various bits of damage that have been scattered across them. Some have various arrows, some axe marks. You see some Kopesh swings. But when you peer to your left, you see something different. Now your experience, comparatively to your last character, now you actually see what looks to be an incredibly tall individual, much larger than yourself. Very stern, broad-shouldered, a thin gait, which you might expect as a feminine step. And while you wield this greatsword, even though it's sized medium to you. It is a khopesh that hangs over her shoulder. When you turn to look, she imitates and mimics your exact step. The palpitations of your breath. The lean in your shoulder to capture your blade over it. It's almost a perfect mirror image. Abasi, when you clear the last few steps of the gap and you look back, you threaten, do not look at the... And he's stuck in a stare. If he's ever seen a mirror, it's the largest mirror he's ever seen in his life.
If I can see that he's like, he immediately stopped and looked at it, like while I was in mid-sentence to him not to, the next words out of my mouth be, oh, Neferani!
Sorry. Am I entranced in any way, or am I still in control of myself?
You're still mostly in control of yourself. You know, like as much so as you had been previously.
Okay. I would probably mention the bodies first, even though I'm looking at the mirror. I'd be like, so this was you guys, and not this weird person.
Perfect imitation. Finger moves and everything. Similarly so. Neferani, your name is called out. Abasi hollers for you.
Yes, what's up? And I'll hustle over there because I feel like I'm not, unlike last time where I went in with like hubris and bravado. Now I'm kind of shitting my pants and unhappy about having to be back.
I'll need a will
He'll
save.
just immediately mention or motion towards Ronan, like, what are you looking at the mirror?
Will save is right here. We're gonna stick with it.
All right.
Wait, is that a White Claw too? Pog?
And I'll tell you guys what happens when we come back from our break.
Oh!
So we'll be back in just a moment. Behave, run to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, grab some popcorn or what have you, and I might just be taking control of Neferani for a short time.
Oh.
We'll see.
Okay.
Be right back, cats. See you in about 2 to 3 minutes.